at Emma as she is being a great distraction for Garrett, but Garrett doesn't seem to mind. So how we start off with our recall is we always want to say our dog's name first, and then we'll say come when we have their attention. I'm not going to call him if he's not paying attention to me because he's just learning this. He doesn't really, we've done name recognition, but it's always important to say the name first and then introduce the recall. So I'm going to get super excited, get him to follow me. I'm going to use my body language. Now this long line is used so if Garrett doesn't respond and he decides to go to the distraction, I still have him tethered. So even though I called him and he didn't respond, he won't get away from me and he'll learn that he doesn't have another option. So Garrett's making this really difficult. I was hoping he was going to wander around, but if you're wondering his personality and temperament, this is him. He's very calm, cool, collective kind of guy, and he is very content with just sitting and looking at you. He's a super sweet guy, so hopefully he gets a little distracted. Say his name. Garrett! Come! Yes, good boy! Yes, goofy boy! So, as you see, I got high-pitched voice, I got excited, I got him to come to me, I crouched down, this is inviting to a dog, using body language, inviting him in, and then I recalled him, I said come, and he looked at me. So those are the kind of steps of what it looks like to start that perfect recall that you want with your dog. You know, he's a young pup, there's a lot of distractions, like smelling something is super distracting for a young pup. Yes, good boy. So having this long line is super important when you start your recall, especially when you go into a new environment. Who's a good boy? And Garrett is just perfect. So, okay. Let's see if he gets distracted again. I'll walk away from him.
He's eating a stick. Garrett!
So I'm gonna reward this because he's following me. He is like, I don't really care about this other dog. There's somebody mowing the lawn. There's a bunch of different smells. He is very content with following me around, and I'm gonna reward that all day, and he knows I will. So
Hi, buddy.
So right here, I'm gonna call him. Garrett, come! Yes, good boy! What a good boy! Another thing that I'm doing with Garrett when he comes to me, if you notice, I grab him by the collar because I want him to be desensitized to me grabbing him. This is to set my dog up for success in case of an emergency. If I need to recall my dog and get them away from something, that grabbing the collar isn't a panic thing. It's not like a, oh, I don't want you to grab me. And they, you know, sometimes they like to play that game. I like to set them up to, this is what you do every time you come to me. Garrett! Garrett! Come! Yes! Good boy! Yes! You saw what I did there? I had to say his name twice, and then I waited till he looked at me, and then I recalled him and got excited. So this is what that introduction looks like when you first start introducing the come command. And again, I'm holding him by the collar. This is a good thing. Everything's great. This also is to avoid that when you start your recall, it doesn't turn into a drive-by. And what I mean by that is if you call your dog and they're like, I'm coming to you, and then they run by you like this, you know, that's not a recall. They just ran by you. Sure, they came to you, but then they kept running. I want them to get used to coming in this bubble space and coming to you, and it's a good thing using high value treats and everything. Good job, Garrett, good boy. But so far Garrett's doing really well with this. Again, his temperament, he's super calm, he's such a good boy, and he does make training pretty easy. His enthusiasm, you know, he's got some personality, but he's also pretty cool and calm. So,
Garrett.
So yeah, that's Garrett and his recall. Okay.
Garrett, come here. Yes. You're so handsome.